Pool season getting close. A lot of families will start heading out to their nearest pool, of course. Houston's only health reporter, Haley Hernandez, is with us with some precautionary news. This is an important topic each and every year right before summer.
I know. I hate this topic, but it is very important. So unfortunately, drowning is the leading cause of death in children 1 to 4 years old in the United States. For children between the ages of 5 and 14, drowning is the second leading cause of death after car crashes. And so joining me this morning to discuss the issue is Dr. David Persse, Chief Medical Officer with the City of Houston. Good morning, Dr. Persse.
Good morning, Haley. Good to hear from you again.
Good to hear from you, too. So what is the best advice that you can give parents to reduce the risk of children drowning?
Yeah, the number one most important thing parents need to do when a child is in a pool or really around any body of water, whether it be a lake or even just a small little kiddie pool, is constant supervision. Whenever we have a drowning of a small child, it's always, I took my eyes away just for a moment. And it's in those moments when tragedy occurs. So constant supervision, constantly watching the child, you know, with those hawk eyes the parents have, you just got to watch the kids. You can't allow yourself to be distracted. And if there are distractions, loud noise, there's a party going on, the burden is still on the parent. You've got to watch the children.
Yeah, because, you know, another thing that we hear is that when this happens, it's silent. You know, nobody is notified. It's very quiet when a child is drowning. So at what age should children learn to swim?
Well, formal swimming lessons should begin at around age 4, not younger than that. Now, there are water survival classes that some people will teach. That really just teaches a toddler how to roll over and be face up. Those are absolutely not swimming lessons. But a swimming lesson, learning how to swim, is a lifelong, life-saving skill that every child should have. And in addition, the parents, getting back to the parents for a moment, they also need to learn CPR. CPR is highly, well, if you get to the child quick enough, CPR is very effective in drowning cases, but somebody has to know how to do it and jump on and do it right away. So age 4 and over for swimming lessons, and all parents should know CPR.
Yeah, and start that CPR immediately. So what else can you tell us about other types of pool emergencies? What else could happen around water?
You know, tragically, the other thing that happens aside from drownings are when people dive into shallow pools and wind up breaking their neck. It's very easy to dive into a body of water not knowing how deep it is, and you find out the hard way, the tragic way, that it's only 3 or 4 feet deep. And what happens is you hit your head on the bottom, it compresses the spine, you get paralyzed from the shoulders down. This happens all too often. Never dive into a pool unless it's a diving pool and you're a diver who knows what they're doing. Jump into the pool feet first so your knees can absorb it when that bottom is a lot closer than you thought. The other thing is that little kiddie pools, the other thing to keep in mind is those little kiddie pools, they easily accumulate water. So an infant or a toddler can drown just as little as an inch of water. It could just be rainwater. So that's the other thing we need to watch out for. Those little kiddie pools is, again, any amount of water in a little kiddie pool can be dangerous.
Yeah, good point there. So what can people do, you know, if you go to your apartment complex pool or you go to a hotel pool, and we see this happen too, you know, children drown in those areas where, you know, you might not be as familiar with the pool. If a parent goes there and they have concerns just looking around the area, how do they report that? What can they do? How do we keep those pools safe too?
Yeah, that's a great question, and thanks for asking. So with the Houston Health Department, we have a team of pool inspectors, and you can report pool concerns to 311, and that'll get brought to the health department, and we have pool inspectors that will go out. And they will inspect the pool, and there are regulations that the pool operators need to follow in the city of Houston. Things to be looking for. Number one thing is water which isn't crystal clear. The water needs to be clear. Murky water, yellowish water, grayish water. Tragically, kids will drown and nobody will actually see the child at the bottom of the pool because the water isn't clear. So that sort of thing. Rails that are in disrepair, no life-saving equipment nearby. If there's supposed to be a lifeguard on duty, there should be a lifeguard on duty. And if there's not, there need to be signs saying so the parents know, again, that hypervigilance. And the other thing is that as a parent and now a grandparent myself, even if there's a lifeguard there, I'm still watching. Okay, the lifeguards are distracted by all the kids. I'm watching my kid, and that's what I would recommend parents do as well. Keep that vigilance up, even when there's lifeguards around. Nothing against lifeguards, but I'm watching out for my kid.
Yeah, that's a really, really excellent point. So again, to reiterate, they can report that by calling 311. Is there a list of resources either on the website, or where else can people get water safety resources?
Yeah, another great question. So both at HoustonConsumer.org and HoustonHealth.org, at either of those web pages, you can go and you can just do a search for water safety. We've got lots of resources on swimming lessons and a variety of other things with pool safety that parents can go to. There's tremendously useful information there. Again, HoustonConsumer.org or HoustonHealth.org, and search for water safety, and there's all kinds of resources there for you.
Dr. Persse, this was really informative, and I hope we've caught people at the right time of year before everybody's going out to the pool pretty regularly, and I hope that this can help educate people and to save lives. I appreciate you joining me this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you, Haley.
Thank you.